Now, at 9, thousands of people were carrying pagers were injured today in an attack. More about why this happened.
An airstrike hit central Gaza today. Find out the motive and state of destruction.
Also, Sean Diddy Combs was arrested last night. Learn what he's been charged with and what prosecutors have to say about his alleged crimes.
And now, one Muncie native is keying into a local music scene. Learn what parts they are playing.
And these hot temperatures aren't going away anytime soon. NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening, and thank you for being with us. I'm Braylon Judy.
And I'm Ava Lenz.
At least 9 people were killed and thousands were wounded in an attack that targeted pagers held by members of Hezbollah across Lebanon today, according to the country's health minister. Hezbollah is an Iran-backed Lebanese militant group. CNN's Paula Hancock has the latest.
That it's not clear whether all the injuries are to Hezbollah members or family members of Hezbollah. It's really unclear the balance between civilian and militant at this point.
Iran's ambassador to Lebanon was one of those injured, according to Iranian state media.
Israel defensive forces have carried out more airstrikes against Hamas operatives in central Gaza this morning. The Ministry of Health in Gaza said at least 26 Palestinians were killed today. Many people are feared to be buried under rubble following the airstrike. The Palestinian Civil Defense says it has been receiving calls for help from those trapped in the Al-Buri refugee camp, but is unable to reach them as strikes continued in the area. A briefing today touched on what our country's role in this war is.
We are working expeditiously to try to develop that proposal, try to find something that would bring both the parties to say yes.
Amid the airstrike in Gaza, National Voter Registration Day adds on to the importance of civil engagement.
Today is National Voter Registration Day, a holiday dedicated to encouraging people to register to vote. The nonpartisan event is celebrated each September. It started in 2012, and since then, its thousands of partners have helped get more than 5 million people registered to vote.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs was denied bail today after pleading not guilty in the federal court to charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. Prosecutors say Combs should not be released because he had previously reached out to the witnesses and victims. Combs was arrested last night in Manhattan. The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York says the alleged crimes date back to at least 2008.
He came to New York to establish his innocence. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of the charges. There's nothing that the government said in their presentation today that changes anyone's mind about anything.
Combs is due back in court tomorrow afternoon. Until then, law enforcement officials say he will be held by himself at the special housing until the unit in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Now let's take a look at our first weather with Joe.
It was another hot day across much of Indiana today. 68 here in Muncie, 77 in Indianapolis, 72 over in Lafayette. Again, very hot temperatures for this time of year on a consistent basis. And then going locally, 68 in Muncie, 64 in Richmond, and 66 in Marion. A lot less variety here at the local level. We will cool down throughout the night, reaching a low of 56 around the 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. hour before we start heating up again tomorrow. And that's going to be part of the theme for the full forecast as we're tracking prolonged dryness, hot temperatures, and a chance of rain for the weekend. All that and more in my full forecast.
A Muncie native is making a mark with a unique business venture. NewsLink Indiana's Mira Bloomer has the story.
When you step into the Room 5 Piano Bar, it is not just a bar. It is a story that comes to life. Louis Garcia, born and raised in Muncie, Indiana, has crafted an unforgettable experience in the heart of Muncie.
Muncie doesn't have anything like this, and this is a way for me to contribute to Muncie to have a good entertainment place to go.
Garcia's journey has inspired him to bring new entertainment to his neighborhood.
and Louis would come in and say, "Hey man, like I want to do something special for my hometown. Like let me know if you're ever interested in opening a piano bar." And I said, you know, a couple years went by, and then it was like, okay, it's time.
At Room 5, students and local artists who want to perform have the opportunity.
What better than to come to a college campus and discover new talent?
Room 5 is turning every visit into a memorable experience for all Ball State students and locals.
The vision was to have a place where during Parents Weekend, during homecoming, we want everybody to be able to come out together.
The unique intimacy in music at Room 5 is redefining the nighttime experience in Muncie. Every moment helps create a larger narrative.
We want a lot of the college students to be here Thursday nights. There's places all around. Purdue has one. IU has something very similar. And Muncie doesn't have that. Ball State has nothing like this.
For those looking for an experience that combines music and connection, Room 5 Piano Bar offers something extraordinary. In Muncie, Mira Bloomer, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more information, visit Room 5 Piano Bar on Facebook.
In Korea, the native holidays, Chuseok, spans over 3 days, including the making of food, appreciation of the ancestors, and showing gratitude for your family's past as well as the future to come. While some students made presentations, others brought food and specific clothes to the meeting to help teach students at Ball State about their cultures with the intent of spreading Korean culture throughout campus. The club leader worked to be informative as well as fun. This event brought in nearly 100 people from different backgrounds to celebrate this fun and engaging activity, as well as giving students from Korea a taste of belonging.
We hope here that we can highlight them and bring them into the main focal point on campus, and so that people kind of feel as if they still have the semblance of family and home here. I know, especially here, it's nice to be surrounded by other Filipino Americans.
With the inclusion of the Asian Student Union, the Vice President makes sure that it gives an impact to campus and the community.
Coming up, the U.S. Senate has voted on an important bill. Find out how this affects Americans.
And a potential superbug could plague your home. Learn what exactly that means after the break.
Dear moms and dads, what you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures. It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
You know it's true.
Mom, we love you always.
Everything I do.
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Man, it's lonely. Going through life lonely.
There is the therapeutic aspect of music, just expressing how you feel. I'm going to talk to Howie about his feelings, make it into a song.
Welcome back. Republicans in the Senate squashed a bill that guaranteed Americans access to in vitro fertilization.
The final tally was 51-44, with GOP Senator Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins voting alongside their Democratic colleagues.
The same bill was also blocked by Republicans in June, shortly before today's failed vote. Senate Democrats blocked a Republican-backed IVF bill, saying it didn't, quote, meaningfully protect IVF. Following the session, Vice President Kamala criticized GOP senators, describing their position as, quote, extreme, dangerous, and wrong, unquote. On the campaign trail, her Republican challenger, former President Donald Trump, has voiced support for making IVF more widely available.
A startling new forecast on the potential impact of the ongoing superbug crisis. According to the study published yesterday in the medical journal The Lancet, by the year 2025, the world could see nearly 40 million deaths to the infections that are resistant to the medications intended to treat them. The World Health Organization has called it a top public health threat. Researchers say these superbugs are spawned by the use and overuse of antibiotics in human animals and plants. They're calling for more potent drugs and other resources to help fight the growing superbug crisis.
It's the third week in September, which means today kicks off what experts call Asthma Peak Week.
And if you're one of more than 25 million people in the U.S. living with asthma, this time of year can be dangerous.
Fall is in the air, and so is large amounts of ragweed, which can be especially dangerous for those living with asthma.
This is actually a time when asthma flare-ups and hospitalizations tend to significantly increase, and especially in our children.
Dr. Sandra Hong with Cleveland Clinic says high levels of allergens, along with exposure to common respiratory viruses, combine to create a potential problem for asthma sufferers, but she says you can help prevent symptoms from getting worse.
You need to touch base with your healthcare providers to create an asthma action plan.
That will include personalized ways to control asthma, which medications to take, when to take them, and when to seek emergency care if symptoms get worse. Next, have medications ready.
If for some reason during the summertime you stopped taking them or you forgot to take them, I would say please get back on your controller medications.
Finally, Hong says to know your triggers and work to avoid them. Stay indoors during high pollen count times, keep pets that have been outside off the bed, and be aware of mold exposure if you've been walking in fallen leaves.
Although asthma is a chronic condition, you can absolutely do things to prevent it from controlling your life. So it's really important to stay healthy, stay informed, and take care of your lungs.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Dr. Hong also says to remember the rules of two. If you notice asthma more than 2 times a week, or if you're waking up in the night because of your symptoms more than 2 times a month, that could mean your asthma is not under control.
Can we expect rain anytime soon? Find out after the break.
As a dad, every day is a challenge. To make sure that the time that I spend with them, it doesn't matter how tired you are, you have to try and to teach them. When they learn something new and you can just see in their faces, it's such an incredible moment. It's those moments that are my favorite.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
When tornadoes touched down in parts of our viewing area, NewsLink Indiana kept you informed days in advance.
You do need to be seeking shelter.
Marginal risk of severe weather.
And days after.
The roof has been ripped completely
off of this house.
Giving you a first-hand look at the communities affected.
When your neighbors lose their house and you don't, how lucky you are.
The first to alert you of severe weather before it happens. NewsLink Indiana weather.
Can't believe you're doing this alone. I've done it before. I remember you threw your back out. How you holding up? Hand me that board. Nothing wrong with getting help. I'm good. I did it when Felicia left. I'll figure it out. I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone, that's all I'm saying. If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence? Now you need my help. It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that? Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. So it is currently 68 degrees in Muncie, 77 in Indianapolis, 72 in Lafayette. Very high temperatures for this time of year, and we almost broke the record today. 88 degrees here in Muncie we reached today with a record high of 91 set back in 2018. Only 3 degrees off that record and easily being that average temperature of 79 degrees. The good news for the night owls out there is that we are going to cool down. 55 degrees and mostly clear skies. Winds will be blowing east-northeast at 10 miles per hour. So a little bit windy, but overall a very calm night ahead for those who like to walk their dog and just have fun in the evening. Tomorrow, it's going to be a lot of the same story as we have seen. 56 degrees at 8 a.m. before we warm up rapidly by noon to 81 degrees and 87 by 5 p.m. with winds and clouds picking up a little bit throughout the day. Now, if you notice the precipitation lately, you might see that we haven't gotten much. Throughout the whole month of September, we usually get 1.13 inches of rain. But if you think that's pretty low, this number is going to blow your socks off. We got 0.02 inches of rain for the whole month so far, and that has led to some major drought conditions throughout much of our viewing area. We actually Delaware County just issued a burn ban for all of Delaware County, and that is being caused by this drought. Much of our viewing area is in a moderate drought right now, with some in the abnormally dry, but I predict that this is actually worse than what is currently shown because last time this was updated was on Thursday, so we can look forward to the update 2 days from now to see where we are in drought. But again, very dry conditions because of this lack of rain. However, I want to show you the precision cast. As we get into Saturday by noon, there is some light green there on the radar. There's a chance of some rain, and we will take anything we can get. And this will persist throughout the weekend as we have cloud cover and into Sunday by 4 p.m. Those rain chances will still be there. Again, that light green, possibly just a stray shower or two, but again, we need all the rain we can get. And then that doesn't help these temperatures, though. As you can see, there is nowhere to hide across the country. In the Midwest, in our viewing area, we are in this dark red area of above average temperatures, and as you move out west, you are still in that red. If you're along the Atlantic coast, you're dealing with average temperatures, but again, for down there, that's pretty hot as well. So if you don't like the heat and just want that fall weather back, there is nowhere to go. And as you can see, looking at the 7-day forecast, 80s and 90s are the theme of the week. 88 degrees tomorrow on Wednesday, 88 on Thursday, before we hit 90 on Friday with sunny conditions, and mostly sunny conditions on Saturday at 90 degrees. And as we move into the weekend, like I said, those rain chances will begin to return. 30% chance of rain on Sunday, 40% chance of rain on Monday, with temperatures slowly decreasing, but cloudy conditions continuing as we go into Tuesday. So I'm sure you guys have heard the saying sun and fun. It's not very sun and fun right now.
I gotta tell you, I hate this weather. I mean, I just have sweaters galore in my closet, and I can't wear them at all.
I know, I really need this rain to come in soon.
I'm just looking forward to 60 and everything nice like that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Joe. There's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Jake has a preview of sports.
Thanks, Braylon and Ava. One Ball State program preps for the season to come as one high school looks to keep winning tradition alive. All this and more next in sports.
It's something about having that piece of paper. Some people think that's worth more than my skills.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
You just gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
It's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
Analytics and empathy. That's how I've gained clients.
I am more.
I'm more than who I am on paper.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy.
We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
¿Qué color? Perfecto, mijo.
Gracias. Thank you.
What's wrong, mijo?
Donating to a pet's medical care is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality.
Oh,
Look, it's got eyebrows. Ooh.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures.
Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jake Garcia with sports. This past Saturday, Ball State was the host of the We Fly 2024 Championship Preview, showcasing various teams from the MAC Conference. Ball State finishes third place behind Akron and Toledo with a score of 61, and cracking the top 5 in all runners was senior Carly Spletzer with a time of 22 minutes and 42.5 seconds. Shortly behind her was senior Sarah Menensmith, finishing with a time of 23 minutes and 34.4 seconds. The course consisted of a 3K loop and an additional 2K loop across grass and groomed prairie with 3 short covered asphalt crossings. While the championship preview is seen as a low-stakes event, head coach Adrian Wheatley still encourages his runners to run their top times to see where they stand ahead of upcoming events.
And I've said this numerous times before, you know, everything that we do is a dress rehearsal for the big show. You know, so this is an opportunity for us to do a dress rehearsal. You know, we'll go and make adjustments, whatever adjustments need to be made, or continue to keep working on the things that we've done well, and just continue to learn from it. So it gives us an opportunity to see the course and practice, and you know, get ourselves mentally prepared to compete in several weeks here.
Ball State women's cross country looks forward to their next meet, which is the Joe Piani Notre Dame Invite, Friday, October 8th. Transitioning to the net, Wapahani High School has created quite the legacy for volleyball. NewsLink Indiana's Jace Miller took a swing at the prestigious program.
The city of Muncie is widely considered the volleyball capital of the world. And outside this school, down the hall, and through these doors, a tradition of winning is in effect. Wapahani High School has created a legacy of champions and looks to continue that behind their second-year head coach.
I think it's just really exciting, and I enjoy the competition and the pressure I have on myself. I enjoy the pressure, so just kind of establishing that and being like, okay, this is the type of success that is here, and I want to keep establishing that success. You know, on our sleeve we have ACE, which is attitude, culture, communication, effort. So I look for a lot of those things, as long as we're being a good teammate first and foremost, is what I kind of focus on.
With the captain of the ship having a mapped-out path to success, players both past and present know what it takes to do their part at a high-caliber level.
You feel a little pressure, but it's good. It's good pressure. It makes you want to do better and just provide for your school.
Just thinking about the moment of winning just motivates me at every single practice, and just every single ball that I even hit, I pass, or anything. Just thinking about that, and it's the best feeling in the world. So it's just and knowing that 2 of my cousins won state championships and they were on those teams, so it's really motivating to follow in their footsteps and want to win.
When we were younger, we'd watch all the older teams play, so it's kind of you wanted to be exactly like them. You wanted to win the state tournament, and you wanted to win county. It was you had such big shoes to fill, and such a legacy left behind by those older girls that you wanted to fulfill.
I mean, it's everything I could ever dreamed of. I got to play with my 5 best friends. We got to finish on the court together, and all of our hard work and everything that we put into it made it so worth it.
Wapahani is on track for championship glory, sitting at 13-1 on the year. In Selma, Jace Miller, NewsLink Indiana.
After another weekend of high school football, the IFCA coaches poll has been released for week 5. To start things off in Class 3A, the Delta Eagles drop out of the top 10 after a loss to rivals Yorktown by a final score of 28-14. But to fill that void left behind by the Eagles is the Mississinewa Indians, who improved to a 4-0 record following their 46-0 win over Frankton. Through 4 weeks, the Indians' defense has not allowed a single point, the definition of dominance. Now to switch over to Class 1A, the Madison Grant Argyles land at number 4 with an impressive 4-0 record after a strong 48-24 win. And the Monroe Central Golden Bears are knocking on the door of the top 10 as they improved their record to 3-1 over the weekend, posting a 35-26 victory against Tri. Now, Mississinewa is outscoring opponents 151-0 through these 4 games. That is an insane defense that I would not want to play.
I gotta say, 151-0 is nuts. What do you think, Ava?
I don't know. I just think that is absolutely crazy. Thank you again, Jake.
Coming up, how one gift changed a young boy's life.
And we have one final look at the weather. Stay with us.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed even more. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A 3-year-old boy from Crystal City, Texas, was gifted a customized baseball glove following 3 hand surgeries. His parents say they couldn't be more proud of the progress he's made so far.
I love my mom.
When Kobe is not in his mother and father's lap, you'll find him enjoying music or baseball.
And we reminded him that he was able to do everything, no matter what.
Kobe was born with radial longitudinal deficiency.
I believe the first surgery, he was 1 year old.
Yes, 1.
And they removed his first little thumb because it was just like holding on with like a little piece of a tissue.
3 surgeries later, at the age of 3.
With the surgeries that he has, it's been very great to him because now he has thumbs and stuff like that. So it's been very, very, very good.
Something else that has been very good for the family is this.
Go ahead and take a look at it. It's very well customized. And then it has his name.
The glove came from Issa Gloves, a small business in Houston.
I'm just glad I could help.
Jose Santiago and his daughter Issa were looking forward to designing a baseball glove that Kobe could grow into.
Is there any other kid, boy or girl, that needs a special glove? You know, hey, I'm here, we here.
Both Jose and Kobe's family were connected to each other by a coworker of Kobe's dad.
Thankfully, he adjusted pretty well, and he's been doing really good, and he makes us really proud, for sure.
Radiolongitudinal deficiency, or RDL, is a rare condition that affects fewer than 1 in 30,000 people, making this gesture all the more special.
Well, taking one last look at final weather, as you can see, it's going to be 88 degrees with heating up to 90 degrees by the weekend. However, that chance of rain will return by Sunday. 30% chance of rain, 40% chance of rain on Monday, and the clouds will continue.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.